Hi guys, in today's tutorial we will see what is if-else condition in React.js. And in our previous video we have seen a complete React Netflix series tutorial and we have completed all the path. So in today's tutorial we will see what is if-else condition in React.js. So let me explain the if-else condition with the help of Netflix series, because I am just taking input from the user, and if the user want to see romantic movies or comedy movies, the Netflix apps, let me show you, that Netflix application would give him only that movie which he recommended to see. So first of all, let me delete all the code, and I need that only one code. First of all, let me create that code into array. That basically this was the map array method. So let me delete that array map. So I am just writing here array, and I have written here 0. I am just pointing that 0 index of that array. So let me show you. You can see that this was basically the 0th index of that array. So let I have to take here const fav series is equal to, if I am saying comedy movies, I am just writing comedy, and I am creating a function here, function, and this function can be fat arrow function or any other function, is up to you. And I'm just writing a simple function till now because you might come to understand clearly. Control V, and here I am just passing values, return, and here I am going to return that whole code. Control X, and I am just pasting all the code here. Control V, and at the else part you can have same that code, but I will change the array number. One second, I am just copying it. No, I don't need to copy that brace. I have to copy till that code. Control C, and here I am going to paste all the code. Control V, and here I am changing the value. I am just writing 3. Control S, and the main point that I have to do is I have to write the name of that function here. Control C, and here I am writing the function. Control V, Control S, and you can see that. And when we have written this function clearly, Control S. So first of all, let me show you what is basically happened here. I have just passed the values here. Let me make it at the top. Control X, and here I am going to paste it. So first of all, I have assigned the value of comedy to that fav. I wanted to write favorite series, but this was written as fav series, so ignore it. This is just a variable. I'm here just writing if the favorite series is equal to that comedy. If this is matching, then you have to return that thing, and else what if this is not matching, make you can say if the user don't want to see comedy movie, and if we have only two types of movies in Netflix series, one is comedy movie and other is romantic movie. And you can see that if he is not intending to see a comedy movie, then obviously he is wanted to see romantic movies, because we have only two types of movies at that time. And if we have multiple movies, we can have here, we can have further names. It's up to you. And if there is any other part, we can have simply else part, and here I'm copying and paste that code. And we can have any array value here that we want to display. So for that time, I'm just showing you that how can we use if else condition. And you can have multiple if else conditions, that if else if and else if and so on till the endpoint you want to have conditions. Control S. And this was the whole about if else condition. I hope you understood it. Basically what happened, we have called here the function, and inside this function we have these values. You can see that this is function. So what if I convert this function into fat arrow? Const function is equal to, and here I am just writing that Control S, and you can see that there is still an output, and this is basically converted now into fat arrow. So this was a whole code. Put that point, React is all about components. So how can we create all these components separately? So first of all, let me create a folder here of JSX type. I'm just writing comedy.jsx, and here I would simply return that comedy movie. So I'm just copying it, Control X, and going to paste here, Control V, and here I have to return. First of all, let me make steps. The very first thing in comedy.jsx that we have to do is import React from React, Control S, and here you have to make a function, and I am using the function comedy. Const comedy is equal to, and here I am writing the function type, and here I have to write return, and inside this return we have to return that code. Control X, and I am just trying to write here Control V and Control S. The very first thing that you have to know is that we are here using that array and index number, so we have also import that array here. Import, I am writing as data from, I have to write here from as data. No, this is from array data. Let me see, this is array data. So Control S, and the last thing we have to do is export that function. See default, as we have only one function, so I am using default here, and here I have to write comedy, Control S, and here I have to import comedy as well. Import comedy from, it is automatically came here, and now I can use here comedy, and here the self closing tag. And what for the else part, you can say it is same like this. So first of all, let me show you the output. Course is not defined. So first of all, let me see what is the problem with that. Course is not defined. Here, no, here is not, but in index we have not returned as code because I am also using a code component here. You can see that we are using array component from that array. That's why we have imported that array, and I have also imported React as I am using return and that function. This is all about React. So the one thing more that I have to import is course, because code is a separate component. To use that functionality, I have to import that code here. So I am importing import course from course, and here I have to give semicolon. And now you can see that the output is looking good, and you can have separate component for that as well. And these are just components because you can see that this is only one component, and this one is the second component that we are using at the S part, that if the user want to see comedy movies, then show him all these components that are written in component comedy component. That's why I am using to show here only comedy. And else part, if we have like any horror movie, or user want to see any other movie like Bollywood movie, Hollywood movie, or any other, so it's up to you. You can have to use multiple if else conditions. So let me create this course component as well. First of all, I have to create file, and here I am writing others, because if we don't have you can say if the user didn't want to enter, like if the user didn't want to see comedy movie, then obviously we will show the movies that we have. And here we have to import these same things. I'm just copying it, Control C, and pasting it in other, Control V, and here I have also used function. I'm just using that fat arrow function here, Control C, and here I'm using at others, Control V, and let me create that, Control X, and here I am using, instead of these things, I am just going to show this array type. This is basically the third element, third index, and the fourth element of that array, because arrays always start from 0, and the first element is known as 0th index. So let me change its name as well, OTHER, other, and here I am also writing as other, OTHER, other. It is looking no awesome. Control S, and let me import it here. I am just going to import it here, import other from other, and here I am using the component as I have given the name as other. Here I am using self closing tag, Control S, And if we don't have comedy movie, this is like any random controllers, and now you can see that it is showing the other movie which is not basically the comedy movie. And this was all about today, because if the favorite series is not comedy, then it would call the other, and in other part we have all the movies that are not recommended by our comedy. In this case we have only one if and else condition,